There is no guarantee for success, but there are ways to get closer to it when you do the right things. Who you surround yourself with is just as important as what you do. Finding the right people, the right classes, the right activities, and taking the right tests are all decisions that shape your future. Find out more today on Destination University with Dr. Cynthia Colon. Dr. Colon and her guests will give you the tips you need, whether you're a student, parent, or educator. Now, here is your host, Dr. Cynthia Colon.
You're listening to Destination University. If you are a college-bound teen or a champion of one, you are exactly where you're supposed to be. We're running a special series interviewing real teens with real dreams who've been admitted to college. Hello, everyone. I'm your host, Dr. Cynthia Colon, author of the book Be Committed, Get Admitted, and founder of Dream College Academy and College Essay Bootcamp. Wherever you are tuning in from today, you are in for a treat. Grab your beverage of choice and a notepad because you're going to hear some golden nuggets from our star today, Jolene. And she's going to tell you what she did right, if she has any regrets at all, and which dream college she is headed to call home. So without further ado, let's meet Jolene. Are you ready, Jolene?
Yes. Hi.
Hi. Oh my gosh. So it's not been too long since I saw you. You recently had your graduation and your graduation party. So great to see you here, though. Thanks for being with us. Are you super excited?
Yes, I am. I'm super excited to be a part of this.
Oh, great. And I also know just before we went on air, Jolene said that she's already working. She already has a job. Well, our listeners and our campers are from across the United States. So tell everyone where, literally where you live and where you go to school, or where you just graduated from, I should say. And maybe a little bit about your family.
Okay, yeah. I'm from Torrance, California, which is a suburb of Los Angeles. I attended Bishop Montgomery High School, which is also in Torrance, kind of by Redondo Beach area. A little bit about myself is that I am interested in medicine, and I'm also half Korean and half white. So I did a lot of work with like my Asian identity and culture at my high school.
Ooh, I love that. And Bishop Montgomery is a Catholic high school. Are you a lifer at Catholic school?
Am I a what?
A lifer? Like, did you go to Catholic school your whole?
I did Catholic school for high school, and then I did Catholic school from 4th to 7th grade. I also went to a Lutheran school, and then I went to a public school when I was kindergarten to 4th grade. So I kind of had a diverse experience of little different schools, A
little bit of everything. Well, let's dive into your journey. And I love that Jolene is on today because she did the track of early decision. So she applied to 2 schools in the fall. So Jolene, why don't you tell our listeners, what does that mean to apply regular decision versus early decision? Can you help them understand that?
Yeah, so the biggest difference is that early decision is binding. So early decision means that you apply to one school and you choose that to be your early decision school. And if you get into that school, then you're binded to go. So for me, when I applied early decision, I applied because that was like my dream school. That was like the one school that I wanted to go to. And the other big difference is that early decision, you usually find out way before a regular decision. So I found out 6 months before all my friends, and the senioritis kicked in way too early, but that's okay. So you know what, I applied, I got in, and I was done. And that was the way I wanted it to be. So yeah.
Yes. Yes, that's great. So as she was talking about early decision, it really is like sort of declaring like your first choice. You're declaring your love for this institution. And if they should ever ask you to, for your hand of marriage, you would say yes, you would take their proposal. So just so everybody understands, there's also what we call early action, which you can apply in the fall and get notified before the holidays. That is not binding though. So there's early action, there's early decision, there's rolling admission, and there's a regular decision. So for students who apply early decision, there is also, you can apply to other schools in the fall, but if you get admitted to your early decision school, you basically are going to go there, correct? So because you
Yes.
applied to at least one other school in the fall, correct?
Yes. Yeah.
Great. All right. So we're going to get to it. So I won't have her tell you what those are until we're all done watching. You know our little pattern here. We like to reveal at the end. So we'll say that. Jolene, I've known Jolene, just for full disclosure, I've known Jolene for a long time, probably since she was in middle school when I started working with her older brother. So we've known each other, and she is definitely a rock star. But as you look back at your last 4 years, what did you do right? What advice would you give to someone who's starting out as a freshman or sophomore, in high school?
What I would say I did right was I was bold and I was confident in kind of making some change in my life. Like it was a lot of risks that I took for doing certain programs. Things are scary, like when I'm a sophomore and I'm at UCLA doing a pre-med program with people that aren't my age, you know what I'm saying? But those experiences were, and you have to put yourself out there, but those experiences are worth more than anything. They're priceless to me, and I still think about it to this day. Things like that, and also things like, making change in your life, in your community. So like, if like during the Asian hate of 2020, we realized at my school that we didn't even have an Asian culture club. So a
Wow.
teacher emailed me and we talked about wanting to establish the first Asian culture club at my school, and it happened, and we made it happen, and so it's just like those little things saying like, and the school administration was very against us creating culture clubs at our school, like BSU or Asian clubs or Latinx clubs, for various reasons. And so I was like, oh, that's not going to happen, it's not going to fly. But it did happen, and we were able to kind of create like a safe space at my school for not only the Asian students but also non-Asian students that wanted to talk about racism and Asian hate and stuff like that. So that's what I did right, was I went out on a limb and I took risks and I put things at stake, but it was completely worth it.
It's interesting what you just said about how they weren't necessarily supportive right away. No judgment, because there's politics and everything. So what did you do, or what did you have to go through? Did you have to talk to the administration? I mean, how did you push through to make sure that this club did happen?
Well, yeah, so me and my moderator definitely had to talk to the administration a couple of times about what exactly being inclusive and what diversity really means in 2020. I mean, we their point of view was that we're all the same, that we don't need to have specific clubs to talk about that, when really inclusion and diversity is about creating safe spaces where people feel secure enough to talk about that. And sometimes creating that environment takes creating these social organizations that are not exclusive but rather are just promoting diversity. So we just really had to help our administration change their mindset about things. And due to the times, due to COVID and due to Asian hate that everyone was seeing, they were kind of forced to go along with it. So that definitely helped, the timing. But yeah, that's what we had to do.
Well, I just sort of trying to put a pin at, like, really explanation point there, because there are a number of students across the country who join clubs or whatever, and you might want to start a club, but if you have a little pushback, you give up. And so Jolene is say, like, you don't have to give up, so you can kind of keep pushing through. So excellent.
Definitely, yeah.
Great. That's great. Let's see. You said a few things, but again, what is if we were to do a 60-second sizzle reel on Jolene, like, what is like, what were you involved in? Where were you a leader? What are you most proud of?
Okay, yeah. So I was captain of my song team for 2 years, and I was also a member of the song team for 3 years. On top of that, I was class co-president for 4 years for ASB. I was the founder and co-president of my Asian club. I call it Asian Pacific Islander Student Association. So we did that for 3 years. I was also a member of other clubs such as like National Honor Society or California Scholarship Federation. And then the thing that I'm most proud of is my work at UCLA with their pre-med scholars program.
Yeah.
I was a participant one summer, and then the next year I was invited back as a counselor. And those two experiences really highlighted it really just lit up my passion for medicine and just creating a difference in the world like that.
That's the one that you said that the first year you went, you were sort of the young person, and you were
Yeah.
out of your element.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, like it was open to both high schoolers and students at UCLA.
Oh, wow.
So, you know, I was sitting next to somebody who's like a freshman at UCLA. I'm like, you know, it's like it makes you kind of look like you're a tryhard, you know. But you know what I'm saying? They're like, what are you doing here? Like, you shouldn't be here, you know. So, but I mean, that was the one of the best experiences of my past 4 years, definitely.
Oh gosh, what a great experience. And like, you know, how it prepared you really for college and for success. And like you said, it sparked your passion for medicine, which I love. So
yeah, definitely.
Now, you know, going through this process is not always easy, either mentally or emotionally. You know, it can have its ups and downs. So as you think back, is there anything that you regret or you wish you would have done differently, or, you know, anything, if you're being honest about this process, anything that you would share candidly?
Yeah, I think that one of the things that I wish that I did more of was I wish that I had more like job experience. I actually I don't have up until now I didn't have any paid job experience besides like babysitting, you know. And so I really had to I had to sell that on my application. Like I had to be like, oh yeah, like I'm CPR trained, like I, you know, babysat a bunch of kids and I made sure that, you know, like I was, you know what I'm saying? Like I had to really sell that because that was the only thing I had. And so yeah, I think if I were to do the process again, I think maybe having a job would be kind of nice for, you know, just also you can have money, but then also, you know, you have something to put on your resume, like an actual thing, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's interesting that you feel that way. Yeah, I had a conversation with someone just recently about, you know, he wants to get a job. He's going to be a senior next year, and he thinks it's a good thing. So I'm glad to hear you're reinforcing that.
Yeah.
Now, so we know, listeners and viewers, we know that Jolene applied early decision somewhere. She found her dream college, and she decided to apply there. So why don't you tell us sort of what were the top 3, 4, 5 things that you were looking for in a college? Like, what did you value? What was important to you as to make a final choice, a final decision in November? That's a big deal. So what was special about this college?
Yeah, for me, it was one of the biggest ones was size. So I wanted a medium-sized school. I learned from personal experience that investing in going to like a medium or small school really makes a difference in your education. And like going to a private high school, I just feel like I had really intimate connections with my teachers that I wouldn't have had at a public school. So I wanted a school that was around like 10,000, 15,000 undergrad. That was kind of like the size I was looking for. Another big factor was I wanted good public transportation. I wanted to go out with my friends and be able to get a way back without having to pay for a bunch of Ubers or Lyfts or getting cars with random people. That was really important to me, which is none of the California schools when you really think about it. Another factor was I actually wanted a closed campus. I wanted to emotionally feel like when I come back to school, like I can, like when I'm out with my friends and I come back, like I'm coming back to home. Like I wanted a home base, you know, and I feel like that's sometimes hard to find in an open campus. I wanted a school that had really active sports teams because as a cheerleader, I know that drives the student body. And I know that drives everyone, you know, I mean, those are to list a few.
Yeah.
So yeah, I have more if you need more.
I don't know if I missed it, but did you say what your major, what you're gonna, I mean, we think we can guess, but what was the major you selected?
The major I selected was biology. Yeah.
Yeah, and it sounds like are you gonna do a pre-med track?
Yes, I am.
All right, excellent.
Yeah.
So the time has come. We're going to just do a little drum roll here, and you're going to share where you're going, and then we'll sort of backtrack and tell them the other place that you applied as well, and how that
Okay.
unfolded. So drum roll, please. All right, Jolene, share with everybody, the world, where you're going.
I'm going to Boston College.
Okay, I think you're wearing a sweatshirt. Let's see it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You want to see the
Yeah.
Boston
Eagles. Eagles. I love it. I
Yeah.
love the old school gold sweatshirt. I
Oh
might
yeah, I bought it at the bookstore and it was on sale and I was like, this is too good to give up. So
Wow, that's really great. Well, that is fantastic. So it makes complete sense when you say that, based on what you described that you were looking for: a closed campus, easy transportation, which you can't find in California, and all of those, all of those things that you just listed. Now, take us back for just 1 second. And you applied to one other school in the fall because it was not it was a regular decision or an early action school. So what was that school?
that school was Loyola, University of Loyola of Chicago. Yeah.
Okay, good. Now, both of these are Catholic schools. So was the faith part important to you, or it just happens to be?
It actually was not. I was against going to a religious affiliated college for most of my life. That was just by chance. But I do have to say that Jesuit education is a lot different than Catholic education. So I'm excited at Boston College to kind of learn more about like Jesuit perspective and take some classes, that are kind of more open-minded and rounded. You know what I'm saying?
Now, when did you know that this was your first choice? I mean, I'm asking because when you apply early decision, I want people to understand that is a big decision to make. And so, do you walk onto the campus and you get tingles like your hair? What happens that in your heart of hearts that this is the right place?
Well, I had visited about 6 months. I visited in June of the year that I applied. So that was like 6 months right before.
Yeah.
And we did a Chicago and Boston trip. So we were covering like 7-8 schools, like we're just hitting tour after tour. And, I mean, some schools, it doesn't really hit with you, like I had some schools that didn't really click. And when I walked onto BC's campus and when we're touring there, it's just like, you can imagine yourself going to school there. That was the biggest thing for me, is I can imagine myself walking down this hallway, imagine myself on the quad, right? Like these students, like they have the same energy as me. You know what I'm saying? And I can't say that about every single school that I visited. Like some schools I go there, I'm like, this is way too cold. Like I'm not, like why, you know what I'm saying? Like I can't imagine myself there, but with Boston College, I could see myself as one of those students that you pass by. You know what I'm saying?
Ooh, that's good. Now, is there any tradition or any sort of super secret thing that you want to tell us about BC? Some tradition they have or something?
Okay. Well, I guess this is one of the things that they do is they have really good tailgates. So I'm very hyped for that. They're very competitive about their tailgate spots. Oh, they do have a tradition. They do, we do like this walk through campus, like inauguration thing with the flag and with like a, what do you call it? It's like a giant candle, but it's like a torch.
Oh, wow.
And so you do that during orientation, but then when you graduate, all the seniors walk together again throughout the same route on campus.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so it's supposed to be like, like you're coming full circle in life type moment. So yeah.
And then is there like you wrote something about a bean pot, some hockey tournament.
Oh, yes. Okay. So, well, actually, there's two more that I remember. So one of them was Bean Pot, which is like the hockey tournament that's against, I mean, it's amongst Boston College, Boston University, Northeastern, and Harvard.
Oh, wow.
And this year it just went viral on TikTok. And I didn't know anything about it. And it went viral. And I was like, this is great. Like, why did I not know about this? You know what I'm saying? So they all like, they have like a little tournament, and it's like it's a whole like thing. And it's just, it sounds like fun. You know what I'm saying?
That sounds like fun. And like, you're going to be able to like, you know, as a Californian, we're not necessarily that into ice hockey, but you're going to get into ice hockey.
Right. Like, I know, I'm excited. I'm pumped. So yeah, there's Bean Pot, and then there's gosh, there's one more that I just thought of. But yeah, I'm kind of spacing out on it right now, but yes, Bean Pot.
Okay, awesome. Well, you look great in that gold. You're gonna rock it. You know, it's gonna be a great time there, and it'll give me a good reason to come and visit. I haven't been to Boston. I've been to what's called the Beans Tour, when a bunch of counselors went out to visit colleges in Boston, which there are many. So now I have 4 years. I'm on the clock. I've got to get visit you and see some other students that are also at I've got some at Harvard and also at Northeastern, so we'll make it a big run. So that is fantastic, Jolene. Congratulations. And
thank you.
Could not have happened to a more, you know, a special girl like you. And
thank you.
Really someone that I would just say out loud to everybody, if you're watching, you can see just, you know, how her disposition. I mean, I loved you from the time I met you when you were, again, like, I don't know, 6th grade or 7th grade. And then Mom and I became friends, sort of, you know, as a side thing after your brother went off to college. And she would bring you along when she would come and visit me. So I just feel like I've been in your life, and you've definitely grown into be an amazing young woman. So very proud of you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Hold tight. I'm going to do our little wrap up, and then we'll wave goodbye. Okay.
Okay.
Oh my goodness, you guys, right? I mean, who doesn't want to be like Jolene when they grow up? I mean, wow. So there you have it. You know, the tip from Jolene is really about knowing and feeling, when you feel it, that might be the right place for you. And sometimes it's a dream, you know, it's a dream college, and you want to go for it. So that's what she did. She went for it with her early decision. And, you know, that's what happens. Destination University dreams really do come true. So if you're watching and you want to learn more about the college application process, or learn more about our essay camps or workshops, please head on over to my website and download your free gift from me. You can go to Destination University, youniversity.com, or you can go to drcynthiacolon.com. It takes you to the same place, I promise you. Also, if this episode has in any way fueled your confidence or helped to build your own dreams, please share this episode with 3 people in the next 30 minutes. And if you are watching on YouTube, please hit subscribe. You can give a comment or a question, and we'll be sure to get back to you. And parents, don't forget to join us on Facebook group, Destination University, YOU, open to parents of all, with teens of all ages. That's all we have for you today, my dreamers. Wherever you are, I hope you are making it a happy and sunny day. Please join us next week, same time, same place. Until then, we'll see you soon. Take care and take action. Bye for now.
Thank you so much for listening this week to Destination University. Be sure to join Dr. Cynthia Colon again and get one step closer to your success.